If you only watch the MCU, you probably think Marvel villains are just angry guys with glowing sky beams who want to rule the world. But if you grew up hanging around local comic shops, digging through the graphic novel section, you know the dark truth. Marvel has a basement full of villains so disturbing, so downright terrifying, that Disney won't touch them with a 10-foot pole. We all remember cracking open a comic expecting a fun, flashy superhero story, only to be hit with straight-up psychological trauma. Today, we are looking at 5 Marvel villains who are way too dark, gory, and twisted for the movies. Let's start with a guy the MCU completely ruined, Gorr the God Butcher. In Thor, Love and Thunder, Gorr was basically a creepy, pale guy who kidnapped some kids. It was PG-13, standard superhero stuff. But the comic book Gorr, he belongs in a slasher franchise. In Jason Aaron's epic Thor, God of Thunder Run, Gorr doesn't just kill gods, he tortures them. He hangs immortal beings on giant meat hooks and keeps them alive for centuries just to inflict pain. He literally crucifies them across the cosmos. He forces enslaved gods to mine the cores of broken planets to build a god bomb, a literal weapon of mass destruction designed to rip through time and instantly murder every god that has ever existed. The movies took a sadistic, blood-soaked serial killer and turned him into a misunderstood dad. Next up, we have a mutant who will never ever see screen time, the Skinless Man. His real name is Harry Pizer. He was recruited into Weapon Plus, the exact same super soldier program that bonded adamantium to Wolverine's skeleton. Harry's mutant power was incredibly elastic skin, but after he got on the wrong side of the program, they punished him by flaying him alive. They removed every single inch of his skin, but he didn't die. Instead, he learned to control his exposed, bloody musculature. He uses his raw muscle fibers as razor-sharp tentacles to slice his victims to pieces. When he attacks, he doesn't just kill people, he steals their skin to wear over his own exposed muscles. It is pure, unfiltered body horror that makes the Saw movies look like a cartoon. You think Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four is just a nerdy scientist who stretches? Meet his Ultimate Universe variant, the Maker. Imagine Mr. Fantastic, but completely devoid of human empathy. When his universe started falling apart, Reed snapped. He realized his brain was elastic, just like his body. So, he literally stretched his own brain to increase his intelligence, turning his head into a massive, pulsing, deformed dome. He genetically engineered a race of super beings called the Children of Tomorrow, who slaughtered the gods of Asgard in seconds. He views humans as completely expendable lab rats. In one horrific scene, he captures the Avengers and starts dissecting them alive, simply because he is curious about how their organs work. He is the ultimate mad scientist, and his complete lack of morality makes him one of the most chilling threats in the multiverse. You might remember Kilgrave from the Netflix Jessica Jones series. David Tennant played him brilliantly, but even the gritty Netflix universe had to dial back the sheer horror of his comic book counterpart. Zebediah Kilgrave's power is absolute vocal mind control. If you hear his voice, you do exactly what he says, no matter how horrific. In the comics, the psychological torture he inflicts on Jessica Jones is devastating. He kept her captive for months, forcing her to watch him do unspeakable things to other people. But his darkest moment? In one issue, he walks into a crowded restaurant. Just to prove a point about his absolute power, he calmly tells every single person in the room to stop breathing. And they do. Entire families sit at their tables, turning blue, suffocating themselves to death simply because he asked them to. It shows exactly why mind control is the most terrifying superpower of all. Finally, let's talk about Carnage. Sony gave us Woody Harrelson in a bad wig for Venom. Let there be Carnage. He cracked jokes and caused some CGI property damage. But real comic fans know Cletus Kasady is Marvel's answer to the Joker, dialed up to 11 with alien superpowers. In the infamous 1996 comic Carnage, Mind Bomb, Cletus is locked in an asylum. A heavily guarded psychiatrist sits down to try and cure him. Cletus doesn't punch him or slash him. Instead, he shoots a microscopic tendril of his symbiote straight into the doctor's brain. He forces the doctor to see the universe exactly how Cletus sees it. A chaotic, bloody nightmare of endless violence and slaughter. The doctor's mind completely shatters under the weight of it. In the very next panel, the guards rush in to find the psychiatrist sitting on the floor, laughing maniacally, while literally chewing off his own fingers. Disney loves a good redemption arc, but these villains prove that some characters are just pure, irredeemable evil. Which of these 5 villains do you think is the absolute scariest? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into Marvel's darkest secrets, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.